Yo, what up? On the phone, I'm trying to work out the live streaming thing. Been trying to do it for so long and trying to get it to work. I had this whole thing set up where I was gonna try to show like live how I edit some videos, how I overlay some power. And it was not working with the internet, and I think with my phone, I think this should work better. Yeah, absolutely. You can ask me anything, right? Faux show. Can you tell me if I look better? Not like aesthetically, but like digitally. Is this a little washed out? Let me, why is it not? Hmm. A little grainy. Looks good. Dude, I'm doing it on my phone, right? So it's just, there's no. I tried to hard code, like hard connect my computer into the internet. Just didn't work, man. What bike? That's the Diamondback? All right. So I can see myself on that screen, and it looks better. It looks way better than last time. Last time was super digitized, right? Uber digitized. All right, I'm closing. I'm closing like all my windows down in the background. Fruit is popping, son. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the kits. Obviously, that's like a thing that's going on. Diamond back. Yeah, not diamond. Diamond back. Yeah, dude, I really like that bike a lot. Um, so I'm slowly transitioning into going plant based, but I'm in college on a budget. Dude, it's hard. I mean, so like that's a thing to talk about just real quick. Is uh, there's a vegan diet, and then there's just like a poor man's diet, and that sort of intersects sometimes. When it's just like dude, the big D says just rice and potatoes. I don't know, man. Yeah, you can definitely eat a ton of rice. You can definitely eat super cheap vegan food. I would say try to make sure you get actual nutrients though, like broccoli and kale and carrots and that sort of thing. Um, will I give the track another shot, dude? I will when I get my own bike, when I get my actual own uh, fixie, because that, dude, I have nightmares. I have nightmares of riding that fixie and and just slamming my face into the ground. So, you know what I mean? Um, so yeah, so let's. I want to talk. I want to chat about the kit real quick because all right, I was told $35 shipping to Australia, and and that it was like live rates, and so at the time that they gave me that was true. That's sort of updated, and now currently the shipping, the overseas shipping on this kit, it's not necessarily $35, but what it looked like is they were able to get a first class mail or something like that, and and I think they got it down to like 20 something dollars overseas. So, you know, it looks like it's good now if you had planned to buy this overseas. And then they were saying that if you sign up for their newsletter, you get like 15% off. But dude, it's such a sick kit. What do you think? What do you think about the all fruit versus the VC kit? Right, all fruit, VC. I didn't sell my felt. Um, so all right, so let's answer some questions. Did I sell my felt? No, I did not sell my felt. I'll still ride it. And then did your crib get fixed? The guy was here today actually, and he like hammered some boards up and then just bounced. He was here for like 2 minutes. He's like, "All right, I'm out of here," and then It's not fixed. I don't understand. It's still not fixed. They come, they go. I still have a hole in my roof. I am doing Snelling. I am doing Snelling. I think I'm gonna vlog it. So, um, are you planning on doing any other iterations of the kit? I am, dude. I do want to do a whole. And that's what I was kind of saying in that one video is I don't think I'm gonna do the VC kit in that form again. I think the fruit kit is super solid, so I kind of want to keep this design, but I've got a lot of other designs that I want to do, maybe more towards like mountain men. So I mean, I love the fruit, but also doing more of like where I'm from, the trees, Yosemite, maybe like a light hint of flannel, super like clean though. You know what I mean? Uh, Dude, Snelling. So Jacob's like the race. Snelling is a legit race. They're gonna have Rally. They're gonna have Mike Spikes, Specialized. Specialized has 10 guys. You're not supposed to have more than I think 7 in amateur racing. They have a team of 10. So it's gonna be a brutal, brutal sufferfest for sure. Pock versus Cask. I had a Cask. I didn't like it. I did not like it. It didn't fit my head at all well. And that was an old cask, but I mean, dude, just my head fits that pox so well. You done any cross training? I mean, so I've done a lot of other things, but like currently I don't really do anything else that like supplements other than some core workouts. I went to PT for my knees, and I've been doing these like ball stabilization type stuff. I lift a little bit, but my knees are just too whacked for the lifting. So I'll do mountain bike racing. Have I tried Zwift races? I have tried Zwift races. Zwift races are off the chains, dude. If you're not on Zwift, get on Zwift. If you haven't raced on Zwift, you gotta start racing on Zwift. Honestly, I've raced a lot. I enjoy racing, and the racing in Zwift is pretty close to like real world racing. The first one I did, I was like too far back, and then there was a huge split in the field, and I had to like work to bridge that, and then there was like guys off the front, and man, it's really crazy. One of the most recent races I did, I didn't know it went up an epic KOM, like a 20-minute climb. And so I went off the front, and I was just like, oh, I'm a beast, trying to like just run away from everyone. And there was like 200 people in the race, something so crazy. And I had like a 5-second gap. And then we hit the climb, and then it's like epic KOM, And I was like, what? And so, you know what I mean? I definitely got caught. And, sorry, my phone said like moisture was in the phone. It was weird. Anyway, and then so I was trying to hang on the climb, and I just didn't really know. I didn't know the course, right? I wish that they would show you the whole profile of the course. So Zwift racing is awesome. Any plan on Everesting? June, I think. So a lot of racing in March and April. May, I'm gonna put on a training camp here in Yosemite, Bass Lake. We talked about it last live stream. I kind of threw it out there. How much would someone pay? I'm 100% doing this this camp, this cycling camp. It's gonna be absolutely insane. I'm gonna only open it for 10 people. I've rented a house. So sick. I've worked on this website that has all the breakdown of like what we're doing, and it's going to be like a more of a camp than a tour. So I'm going to have my coach and my buddy Chaz, and we're going to kind of do this whole structure thing. It's just going to be super sick, dude. Can't wait to release that. So that's what I'm going to do in May. And then you lost the feed. Someone said they lost the feed. I don't know. It looks fine on my end. So then after May, after doing that in June, I'll probably try the Everest again. So, what road bike would I prefer? Dude, the Diamondback is sweet. With that being said, I think that the Felt AR, just visually to me, I think that really looks cool, and I really liked my Felt. It felt great, man. It really, I liked it a lot. I still want to ride it a lot. I just need to kind of get it all together. Everything needs to be replaced. Yeah, dream road bike, I think is the Felt AR, man. It's a sweet bike. I would like to have a road bike with disc brakes. Disc brakes, I think, would be cool. So I can only see 3 questions at a time on my phone. So they're just like flick by really quick. So if I miss your question, you know what I mean. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Disc brakes are super. I don't know. Better be careful if you're riding a bike and being vegan, because if you fall, you'll break into small pieces. 100%, dude. If you only eat fruit and vegetables, your body can't hold together without animal protein. And then, if you trip, it's like just a shatter. And then there's all these little tiny pieces of you. What? Dude, I've wrecked a many times. I wrecked at the velodrome as a vegan. Didn't do anything. Your opinion on Transonic Fuji? I don't know what that is. Is that a bike? The Fuji bike? I don't know what Transonic is. Break down your transition times it took you to get from 200 watts to 300 watts. All right, so I'm going to talk about that for a second. I'm going to talk about kind of the progression of my fitness and go a little bit deep into that. And then, so when I'm done with that, just keep asking questions. All right, so I don't think that if you're going to say like so you would say maybe 20-minute 200 watts, right? So I don't think I think as soon as I started, my 20-minute power was more than 200 watts. Just because of like being generally fit, I guess, from motocross and jiu-jitsu and that sort of thing. And that's what's kind of sucks, is that I didn't have power. I didn't have any data when I first started riding, so I don't really know. But as soon as I got power, the first year I got power, I did what? I went out and I did 280 watts. I did 280 watts for 20 minutes. I was really bummed about that because I got the power meter and I was like, dude, I'm gonna be a beast. I'm just gonna see 700 watts on here, and then I blew up. And anyway, so 280 watts for 20 minutes. The first time I had power, that was maybe 2 years into riding, and then from there, I would say with a good structured program, I went 280, and then I got up to about 320 was my 20-minute power, and that was like at 175 pounds. And then I think I dropped like 15 pounds like the next year, and still was doing about 330 was my best power at that point. And then I got into 340, and then last year I did 350 for 20 minutes. This year in January I did 350. I went out today, I did 345 for 20 minutes. And I wasn't trying to do that, which was I was pretty pumped on that. I hit this KOM. I just kind of like got into a good flow, and yeah, did 20 minutes at 345, and just kept kind of going. I went another like 3 minutes over the top to get this KOM, and it just felt really good. So I'll probably end up being able to do about 365 for 20 minutes this year with my current weight. But dude, so that takes structure, and that takes knowing your body, and that takes being patient. Last year there was a point where I peaked so hard. I went out to do these intervals, and my coach had me do what was it, like 6 minute efforts at 6 minute efforts at, and times like 5. And I was holding like 380 to 400 watts for those 6 minutes. And I was like, what? And I actually pulled off and I recalibrated my power meter because I was like, dude, this can't be right. You're just putting too much power down for what I had been doing, right? Obviously, in perspective, a lot of other guys, that's no problem for them. But for my weight, that was awesome. And the problem is that once you hit that and you're like, yeah, I'm a beast, you know that you're going to start falling off. And so that's what's really difficult, is to like keep motivated when you know that you've hit your peak and now you're looking down the hill. You're just like, ugh. And so within it, you're falling down the hill and you're not hitting the watts you used to hit. Then it's like really frustrating because you're having to restructure your program and like almost take a step back, right? But it's not taking a step back. You can't just always increase linearly. And so, yeah, I mean, you got to have to like have this, peaks and valleys, but have an overall trend. And so for like over 5 years, I think so I started in 2010, but I've really been riding bikes and racing bikes for about 5 to 6 years. So in that period of time, I've increased my FTP by about 100 watts. Yeah, easily 100 watts, maybe a little bit over 100 watts. So that's the power journey. Have you noticed significant changes in power with changes in weight? Yeah, I got way too light one year. I was obsessed with weight, and I got down to about I got into the 140s. At 6'2", that's way too light. I was like 148 one morning. I woke up, and that's your BMI is actually like you're too lean. And even though I felt really good for about 30 minutes, I just had no reserves. And most of the races I do are crits or flat races, which is more about raw power than your power to weight ratio, right? I'm not hitting hour-long climbs, which your power to weight ratio is really, really going to play in favor there. So I feel like for me, being about 8 to 9% body fat is feels better for me. I just feel better versus being super duper lean and kind of like starved a little bit. And yeah, I couldn't hold any sort of power being that light. So I'm like 165 right now. I bounce between 160 and 170 depending on my training load. So there. Dude, I love looking at this kit. I'm just staring at myself. It's like I'm staring in the mirror. What size frame and crank? 175 crank and 58 frame. I would rather ride a 56 frame, actually. I like being a little bit more tucked in, like compact. So I wish I had I wanted a 56, actually. Both bikes, my Felt and my Diamondback, I'm like, I want a 56. And the bike shop that gave me the Felt gave me a 58, and then Diamondback sent me a 58. I was like, I want a 56. They're like, no, you're too tall. You don't want a 56. But I've ridden a 56, and if you can get the stem to be out enough, I don't know. So I think that my Training Peaks just told me that I did a new FTP record or something like that of 336. Because it's not like your 20. So my best 20-minute power is 350 at 163 pounds, which is just under 5 watts per kilo. But my FTP is 336. The problem is I have no snap. I have zero snap. I gotta work on that. I gotta work on my snap. I should go to the track more. If I went to the track more, I'd really work on my high cadence and that acceleration. Because so in the last race that I did in the CCX, I got into a breakaway with a pure sprinter. a dude who can hit 1900 watts, that Alex dude. And we were rolling and I was feeling great. I averaged 181 beats per minute for 70 minutes. Dude, my heart was just for 70 minutes. It was so crazy. But anyway, that's like perfect for my motor. It's just this hard, sustained effort, right? But then came to the end and it's like, dude, he's gonna out-snap me. There's just, I cannot out-sprint him. And then so sometimes when I attack or try to make a bridge, my snap is just so slow that people can follow me. Gotta work on that, man. Yeah, I saw Phil Guyman was gonna go do that. Dude, if I lived closer, I'd go hang out with him. Does weed make you faster? Dude, I don't. It's a lot of taboo to like talk about cannabis, but it is a banned substance for athletics. If you pee hot for weed, that's doping, which I do not think that that's the case. The only argument that you might have is like, don't show up to a race blazed out of your mind, because then you're like possibly going to endanger other people. But dude, I don't think that it's not like you're doping, you know what I mean, with cannabis. I don't know. To each their own. Some people it works great for them, others not so much. Kind of up to you, man. 1900 watts is crazy. The dude's crazy. Yeah, Alex Kabatic. Super strong. He's really strong right now, man. He's put in the time. He's doing like 300 miles a week. For sure. Check out this water bottle. This is a Leo water bottle. What tire size do I ride? 25. I'd rather go 26. I like them wider. Yeah, Ewan gets 1,400 watts in his sprint, but dude, the guy has no body mass whatsoever, and his aero ability is just insanity. So I think that GCN video was just talking about it, right? How Ewan had one set of watts, and then Greipel had like way more watts than Ewan. But you just see Greipel, and he's like standing straight up, and he's like, bah! Just like a sail in the wind. Try some standing starts. Dude, it's just my fast twitch muscle. And I know that there's two schools of thought about genetics. I don't have fast twitch. I never have had fast twitch. It's just not, I'm very much more slow twitch. Which is what it is. It is what it is. What's happening? How many hours a week were you training in the first couple years? Like the first year was so chaotic. I was looking back at my Strava, like way back, and it was, I'd ride once a week. I'd ride 7 times a week. It was just all over the place. So I don't know. I didn't really ride structured. I just rode whenever I wanted to. You know? How many miles do I ride in a year? I think 6,000. Something like that. But I do a lot of climbing. So it's kind of different than someone who was maybe smurshing flat roads. How often do you perform FTP tests? It's good. It's probably, I mean, that's maybe a question for my coach at ATP Coaching. But I would say once every 2 months. It kind of more depends on how you're feeling. So if you have a workout, okay, if you have a series of workouts and it says hit zone 4, and that should be totally easy to do, and you're struggling to do that, you're just not able to hit those numbers, then your zones might be off. right? Because the structured training program with the right coach, it should actually feel a little bit easier to do those workouts than just like pinning it. So, um, yeah, it kind of depends. If you're just sucking and the workouts suck, then you do an FTP test and see what happens. You know, because your zones might be totally off. Hey, erasing. It's hard to read these, dude. I'm trying to. They like come up and then they drift off. Curly fry. Curly fry, dude. Curly fry won the headphones. I sent your information to them, and I've not been able to get. They're like, we'll send them out today. We'll send them out today. The last email that I got from them, they were asking for your actual name. I just gave them Curly Fry. So I don't know. They were asking what is their actual name, not Curly Fry. I will get you those headphones. I promise, 100% promise. I will get you those headphones. It's if I have to buy them myself and get them to you. But I mean, they seem really cool. They seem eager to send them out. I just don't know why we can't get that done. How tight do you like your pedals? Tight. Pretty tight. Right now I have them almost too tight. I can't unclip. You know what I mean? It's hard to unclip. I almost fell over the other day because I was like trying to pull out. I didn't pull out and got myself a daughter. Total calorie intake in the day, dude. I don't know. 2,500 calories on the low end and 5,000 on the high end. Pulled out game is a week. No, actually, on that, we plan to have the kid, both my son and now my daughter, future daughter, she's in my wife's belly, is we planned that, right? We plan to have a kid, and I think that changes a lot on how you handle that. Sometimes if it was a surprise, you might hold a little bit of that as like resentment. I don't know. So anyway, we plan to have her. I honestly did not want to have a girl. I did not want to have a girl. I was very vocal about not wanting to have a girl. And it's not that I'm sexist or anything like that. I just, man, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around her being older. You know what I mean? I bet the first 12 years are going to be great. I'm just terrified of a daughter at like 16 years old. Because I was a 16-year-old boy. And you know what 16-year-old daughters do. And I don't want to handle that. But, you know, it is what it is. My wife, she deserves that connection. I have a connection with my son that is just absolutely unreal. And yeah, my wife does have that connection, a certain connection with my son, but it's totally different than what I have. And so, you know, man, I think that yeah, she deserves that. So I don't know. We tried for a boy, which is like a few things you can do. We had like an ovulation test. We tried for a boy, and anyway, it's a girl. My wife's super stoked. I'm scared. It is what it is. What power meter do you use? The P1 pedals. The Power Tap pedals. I had stages. I now have Power Tap pedals. I like them. They had to grow on me. To be real, the Power Tap pedals had to grow on me. I really like them right now. So, Power Tap. The Power Tap pedals are cool because you can swap them out super easy, right? And I'm not really like a tech dude. I'm not really tech savvy. And so, having um, having those pedals, you can swap them to any bike, right? So any future bike I get, I already have a power meter. And I do agree, having a daughter is it's going to be a great experience. You still riding the trainer? Dude, Zwift is amazing. And yeah, I like to do fasted rides. There's some research about fasted rides that are actually really good for you, like short 1 hour, really intense on an empty stomach. So in the morning, no food, hop on the trainer on Zwift, and then which I've got that rock and roll trainer, which is insanely amazing, the kinetic trainer, and feels so cool. And so then you hop on that like empty stomach, pin it, and yeah, you're supposed to maybe burn more fat that way or get leaner. I don't know. It just feels really good. So I really like to get on the trainer in the morning and then go intense and hard, do a Zwift race. What is really intense? 195 beats per minute, 200 beats per minute. You know, I don't know, but there's a different level of intensity. Like short intensity or long intensity? What is the most intense workout you've done? The 40-20s by far is the hardest workout. So 40-20s is go 40 seconds flat out, full gas, and you're not reserving. You're like I just snap and go as hard as I can for for 40 seconds. And so I'll try to hit like 1,000 watts at least, or 1,100 watts every time I do that, to like peak out at 1,100 watts and then hold that, not obviously 1,100 watts, but hold it as hard as I can, 20 seconds completely off, and then you do that again. You do that 4 times, 40-20, 40-20, 40-20, 40-20. And at that point, you're dying. And then you do take a 5-minute rest, and you do that again. And I've done that 4 sets of those. Unreal, dude. Super, super intense. But that is such a short workout. You could honestly go out and just go do 2 of them. Do 2 sets of 4 40-20s, and yeah, man, that's going to be a good workout. What is the highest speed you've ever rode on a road bike? I think I got 56 miles an hour. I was like, no, thank you. I was way too fast for those skinny tires. And I live in an area where there's a lot of deer. And there was a local racer who plowed into a deer. So, dude, if you're going 50 miles an hour and a deer jumps out in front of you, dude, you're gonna donate some skin to that road. So, yeah, like 45 miles an hour is pretty comfortable, no big deal. But 50, 55, that's pretty rough, man. That scares me. Yeah, for sure it scares me to go that fast. I've raced street bikes, like MotoGP style, like crotch rockets, right? And so I've hit the fastest speed I've ever gone is 180, 180. There's a course in Buttonwillow, and they call it the landing strip, and it's like almost a half a mile straight strip into a bank, and you can depending on which way they run the course, if you come out the bank, you enter in that strip going 140 miles an hour. So then you're just like, bah! And yeah, I've hit 180 on a street bike. And what's so crazy is that when you because you're all tucked, and then you hit up and you get blasted by 180 mile an hour wind. Ooh, if you're not ready for that, dude, it take you right off the bike. So you kind of use your body as wind braking. It's totally crazy. When I will eventually be a millionaire, 100%, I will be a millionaire soon, within 5 to 10 years. And when I do, I will get back into street bike racing. I'll still cycle for sure, for life. But I really want to start racing motorcycles again. Do you train on your race bike? So I asked, do I train on my race bike? I asked my coach, is this a good idea? Can I train on my felt and race on the Diamondback, or vice versa? Train on one, race on the other. And he said no. He said you probably shouldn't do that because the geometry is different. If they were identical bikes or identical geometry, that'd be one thing. But the slight difference in geometry might mess with you just a little bit. Which is better, 10 or 11 speed? 11 speed, dude. 10 speed's weak, son. I have 11 speed. I like 12 speed. Dude, so honestly, I don't really favorite group set. I don't really know. I just ride what's on there. It shifts, right? I don't know, dude. If it's shifting, it's cool. Do you think cross-country touring is harder than racing? Dude, it depends. Diamondback review is coming super soon. So let's talk about that for a second. Because I think this is super weird, and I always talk about this. There are certain guys that have a motor fitted for long distance, hard pace for a long time. And then there are guys that have a motor suited for really snappy accelerations. And so, I had the opportunity to do RAM a couple years ago, which is Race Across America. You start in California, you end in New York or something, which is crazy. I still would like to do it eventually one year, but man, at like 60 miles, my body just kind of breaks down. I don't really want to ride anymore. Like doing 100 miles, there's zero enjoyment to me for that. If we had a big group of guys and we were going super chill and riding, like no big deal, maybe, and we took a lot of stops, okay. But I more want to go really fast for a short period of time. And I've rode with guys who I know in a race would get dropped super quick. Like Cat 5, not even, like non-racers. There's this guy, Tim Jorian. I can't pronounce his last name. But the guy's like, if you were going to race him in a crit, he'd just be out the back instantly. But the dude will go 10 hours zone 3, And so if you're playing the long haul game with that guy, there's guys that will go do 200 miles, like no big deal. And that's crazy. I mean, maybe that's what they train. Maybe that's their genetics. So I don't know which one's harder. I think both have their aspects. One is, you would say one's maybe more mental, but that's not true, because like, okay, it is mentally hard to ride forever, but it is also mentally hard to overcome that feeling of I'm killing myself. When you're just like pinned, and you're like, if you've raced before and someone attacks and you try to get on their wheel and you just feel your blood pressure like, and you're just like, your body's telling you, dude, stop doing this, and then so you have to mentally overcome that, right? There you go. How do you pull off blender at 4 a.m? Put that woman in check. No. My wife sleeps like a rock, and our bedroom is way up. It's like up, so I don't think she hears it. But I mean, the thing is, honestly, have you ever been in bed and then someone gets up to go to work really early or go do something, and they kind of wake you up, but you're so happy that you're not them that it's kind of nice. So if I'm like hitting the blender at 4 a.m, she's probably like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not doing that. And then I'm out the door and she gets to go back to sleep. What do I tell my parents that believe... Okay. Dang, the questions go so fast. So there was a kid up just a bit, and he said, how do I tell my parents about veganism if they think it's really unhealthy? What kind of resources can I show them? And man, that's hard. That's super hard to try to tell someone that this lifestyle is healthy, especially if they're your parents, because as a parent, you want your kid to be super duper healthy. And so when they're like, hey, I want to eat carrots all day long, you just are gonna assume that that's not gonna be great for them. But I would say that it's so difficult to try to change someone's mind, especially older people. But documentaries, Food Inc., Forks Over Knives, I mean, those type of things that have more maybe to do with health. You could show them that the USA power lifter that went to the Olympics is vegan. You know what I mean? There's plenty of vegan athletes that are great examples. You know what I mean? You could say, let's do a challenge. Let's do a 30-day challenge. Let's do it together. And, if you as the parent, if you're not feeling great, if you're like, whoa, I'm dying and I'm going blind because I don't have enough nutrients, then we'll call it, but that's not going to be the case, right? They're going to feel good. They may not want to continue with it, but I'm sure that they'll see a lot of benefits. I have to drop a bomb on my coach, Tony. That guy was very not vegan at all. And dude, he's like 95% vegan right now. In our little like personal Facebook chat with a bunch of other guys, he's kind of been like, he's like posting pictures of his vegan dinners, and like he's gone like 6 days, I think, meatless. Dude, and that's so crazy because he was so adamantly, I'll never do that. And then he sort of just started trying a few things and then like saw some good results, and it's so crazy, right? Because I don't push it on him at all. And then now dude, it's really neat. So to see him go primarily plant-based and he was against it, I'm sure that anyone, dude, if you give it a try, if you want, but it's got to be your choice. The China study is kind of crazy. I know a lot of people have been trying to debunk that China study, so you might want to look into that a little bit. People are saying that they were being a little bit confirmation bias, but still, I mean, it's like the study is pretty clear about casein. Peep the kit. I'm so happy how this kit came out. I mean, obviously, I really like my VC kit for sure too, but get the kit. Dude, I used to have muscles. I used to have arm muscles. I don't anymore. I used to lift. Do you use the meat replacements as step from meat? I never did the meat replacements. I just went straight into veganism. But I mean, you saw if you looked at my Instagram story, I did these burgers yesterday, and some of the meat replacements are really good. They taste good. I don't know how good they are for you, right? Like if you went to Veggie Grill's got some bomb stuff. But if you went there all the time, like, it's not healthy. Eating out's not healthy, right? Like, no matter what you're going to eat, whole foods are going to be the way to go. You know what I mean? Get real potatoes, get some carrots, get some broccoli, some onions, some rice, beans. Like, if that's primarily your diet, even if you eat a little bit of meat, who cares, dude? If it's 90% whole foods and plants of some sort, man, you're gonna be kicking butt. Tips for cleaning a chain. Have you ever seen my chain? I need the tips. I don't have any. What are the different? Dude, can't see the questions. They just like go so fast. Professional bike fit. I did not have a professional bike fit on this. I had one on my felt. Jordan from Allele was gonna give me one, but I bounced out too quick. So that guy said 10% animal flesh, not cool. Not necessarily flesh, right? I'm just saying I'm saying that if someone was to go from 90% animal flesh to 10%, that's great, right? If everyone kind of reduced their meat intake, I mean, you'd just be, everyone would be on a good track. The world would be better for it. I mean, obviously, if you can go 100% vegan, great. But for most people, that's just not practical. I wish it was. Um, you know, so I mean, that's the thing. Like, I find myself in a weird situation because yes, I'm 100% vegan and I love it. But I meet a lot of people that necessarily are like, you know, not on that same page. And so, what do you want to do? Just tell them like they have to do it your way, or do you have to do it this certain, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think that, like with my coach Tony, right? I never badgered him about it, but now he's made a humongous positive change in his life, and affecting he's affecting the world with his choices. And yeah, he's 90% vegan. Would you rather have him be 90% vegan or 0% vegan? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah, all or nothing does scare people off. I did it though. What is your ultimate dream bike? The Felt AR. I think that's super sick. Can you live stream while in a race? Maybe. I think you can through a GoPro. Right? That would be sick to live stream a race. I tried to in the Cantua race. I tried to Instagram story the race, and I almost got dropped because they attacked, and I was like Instagramming it. I was like, ah, crap. And I'm trying to like finish the story, and then I'm like trying to put it back in my pocket, and I don't know. I gotta see how that works. I don't think the GoPro 4, the Hero 4, does that, but maybe the 5 has some sort of connection where you can Bluetooth it to the phone, and then you can stream from the phone. That would be, dude. Let's do that. Let's try to see if we can live stream the next crit I do. Yeah, you could. So I'd have my phone on me. I'd connect the GoPro to the phone and live stream it that way. Ever plan on racing in Los Angeles? Well, when I came down to San Diego, I wanted to race, but there was like no races. Just the Valley of the Sun or whatever's going on. You know what I mean? But I do want to ride. I do want to race. I want to race. SoCal's far though. Going over the Grapevine. Ugh. But I definitely, dude, this guy, this guy. I don't know. Is San Dimas a stage race, right? I don't have a TT bike. Dude, there is like a little bit. I don't know where I'm getting it, but I'm getting a ton extra hate. I got some messages. I've been getting messages almost every day from people just like hating hard, just like talking so much shit. So Wavy Drew. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, so unless you have some, and like, let's just be real talk. Unless you had some sort of formal training in MMA or jiu-jitsu, and you didn't weigh 300 pounds, most likely, if we did like a one-on-one, it just wouldn't end up that great for you. And I'm not being like, that's not like hockey, but like, so there's been many times, if you've ever done jiu-jitsu, you know that you've walked in on a mat and saw a guy that you're like, I could totally kick this dude's ass, and then all of a sudden you're in a pretzel and you've got your legs over your head, right? And so it's yeah, I mean, it's if you have no training, it's difficult. But you know, people got dynamite in their hands too. I don't know, dude. I don't know why so many people are talking shit. Do you participate in charity rides? No. I would. There's not really any charity rides around here. Damn, dude. So, you know. Eric, what's up, dude? Um, yeah, I don't know where all this hate came from. Well, yeah, I don't know what's up with these trolls. I've been getting hammered. A lot of my videos have been getting a bunch of extra thumbs or downs. What fenders do you have? I don't have any fenders. Psych on a fender, dude. Not like 80 years old. Are you a Warriors fan? Why didn't I go to the Chico stage race? Because I didn't have a TT bike, man. And, that's kind of a cop-out. I didn't go because I wasn't willing to invest 4 days into the bike. So yeah. I did it last year, and the mental capacity to, like, take on a 3-day stage race, you know, with travel, it's hard, man. And then I have a normal job. My job is web development. I make websites and stuff. And I want to know. Okay, so I do websites and stuff like that, and I have a data transfer company, and so that race was what? It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That means I gotta leave Friday morning, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, obviously. But then when you get back, dude, you're just waxed, right? You're just mentally, and then with the family, it's hard to manage them. So I was just kind of like not on it. Maven's doing that indie pack thing, man. That's gonna be so sick. I watched his live stream about it. Honestly, though, I was thinking about it. I was like, dude, I'll do something like that. I'll do Race Across America. I don't think my knees would hold up. I don't think they'll hold up. When is the second place video coming out? So check it out. I didn't vlog that day. I didn't vlog the day. I was like, no, I'm not going to vlog. And I recorded the first race, which kind of sucked. So then, the second race, I only had enough GoPro to film the last lap, but the guy I was in the break with, he filmed 4 or 5 laps. So I don't have the full race. It's kind of a boring race anyway. Literally first turn, me and him were off in a break together. So I think I'm going to do a breakdown of the first race, and then I think I'm going to do how to like communicate in a pack, because me and him were communicating so much in the break, and so that's what I think I'll do. How's the knee? Junk and trunk. I did a ride today, and it was just my knees were just like sparking. It's horrible, dude. Yeah, power. The power meter is a Power Tap P1. Dude, I was wondering if someone's gonna ask me how the bike is standing like that. So shady. It's so shady. Look at the front wheel is on this TV. Do you see that? Dude, the bike is barely on there. I don't even know how it's standing up. Honestly, if a fly landed on it, it'd probably fall over. So I'm like at any moment ready to I was wondering if anyone was going to ask about that. Any tips on how to tackle a hill climb race? Dude, climbing races are so hard because you get guys that are pure climbers, and then the pacing is so weird, right? So if you surge to go with the front group, it's not like it's on the flat. Like, so if there's a split and you surge to go with that split, you can sit in. But on a hill, you surge, and then you're still having to put a lot of power. Is really difficult, man. I've done a couple climbing races, and it's just brutal. And every time I'm like tasting blood in my mouth and I want to vomit, and I swear off cycling at the middle of the, like, I'm just climbing. I'm like, this is I'm not ever gonna do this again. So I don't know. I'm not I'm not good at that. But just be strong, I guess. Would you rather give up cycling or eat animal products? I don't know what that means. Would I give up cycling? Oh, I got it. Like, those both suck. It's so cycling, I would have to give it up. I don't think I could ever go back to eating animals. Maybe I could do cheese again, but I don't. I honestly, I mean, it's just like not. I wouldn't. I wouldn't go back to eating animals. If I hunted them, okay. Caveat: if I killed the animal myself, I would eat it. I'm just not gonna go out and kill animals, though, right? No, I mean, it's just not like a thing. I don't need meat that bad. I don't crave it that bad. But if I, you know what I mean? Like, if I had to, if the power was out and there was no grocery store and I had to feed my family, like, I have a bow and arrow, I'm gonna go murk a deer for sure. But I don't need to do that for sport or for fun. It's not. It's not a thing. I mean, yeah, I don't know, dude. It's just after you don't eat flesh for a while, it becomes like such a weird concept to even wrap your mind around. So if I had to stop cycling, or if I had to eat meat again, I would just stop cycling because I would do jujitsu or motocross or something else. I heard you were creating a team. Last 2 years, I really wanted to create a team, and it's just, man, teams. You want to talk about a crazy thing no one talks about is how expensive cycling teams are. For like a legit team, if you're gonna pay for guys' races and kits and some of their equipment, it's unreal. And to go to a sponsor, so I'm a businessman, okay. So I know that if I went to a sponsor and was like, hey, let's do something together, most likely they are not going to get an actual return on investment. It's very difficult to find a sponsor that is going to have any sort of real benefit into sponsoring a race team. So you have to look at things of like what other things would be good for that. And here's an idea. I don't know how, because it wouldn't raise enough money, but here's kind of an idea that I was thinking about is what if we did a race team and it was like GoFunded by YouTube, and whoever funded it, the whole kit was just like names. You know what I mean? And if you donated like $5, your name was like in white. If you donated like 20, it's like in red. If you donated like 100, it's like big and blue. I don't know. That's kind of the only way I was thinking like maybe that might work out. Because if you get a sponsor to give you like 20 grand, you're gonna just blow through that 20 grand and have very little to show that sponsor. You know what I mean? What about a Zwift team? I'm definitely gonna do a Zwift ride. I want to do like a 100-mile ride. Okay, so this guy keeps asking. I'm a junior rider. I'm 14 years old. I'm around 41. I don't know what that means. I saw your shit. I've saved my YouTube monetization, and I don't know whether to go get a new helmet or a power meter. Bro, power meter. I would ride naked, balls dangling in the air, if I could have a power meter. A power meter, 100%. Have you ever tried untapped maple syrup gels? Chaz Turman, he's a dude that I ride with. He rocks the maple syrup all the time, and I want to get more into that. I want to try it for sure. Kit comfortable for an Ironman? Dude, this kit is so okay. So this is one of the things I wanted to do in this live stream is talk a little bit about the kit, and people are saying, whoa, that's super expensive. Um, the thing is, and I have a video on how the kit is made because I went to their factory. I kind of did a thing. I'll post that in the next day or so. But the kit quality is the highest you're gonna find. And so if you're doing long rides or whatever, it's absolutely perfect. And I didn't want to attach my name to something that was super janky, right? So if I went through some just place in China, um, I don't know, man. I would feel really bad. I have a hard time asking you, the audience, everyone, to give me money. You know what I mean? Like it changes the relationship. Like what I do is I provide entertainment and solid content. Well, that's what I try to provide, right? And you provide me with your eyeballs, and that's great. That's a good relationship. As soon as money comes into this, now it's like, okay, I you kind of own me in a way, right? You sort of like I owe you better content or regular uploads or whatever. You know what I mean? And so I didn't want that weird pressure. So when I did this kit, last year, it was like, I'm not, dude, it's got to be the highest quality. And if you can't afford that, I would rather you not be able to get the kit and not, right, than get the kit because it's cheap and be super bummed that you even got it. So, super high quality, super duper high quality. I love this. Opinions on marijuana. So I've thought a lot about this, because I have kids watching my channel, right? I have the youth of the world. Not that my channel's huge, but I definitely have one kid who said he's like 14. So for me to go and say that I advocate it is hard because you know what I mean, to like then that kid maybe goes and does it. Currently in California, it's legal. Colorado, it's legal. So if you're of age and you're in the state, man, it's legal. But I don't know, man. Personally, for me, um, I have a son, and so I don't drink. It's not like a thing of I want to drink but I can't drink or this like weird thing. I just don't really drink alcohol because I have a son, and to be impaired in any way, say he falls down the stairs and I got to drive him to the hospital, has just always freaked me out. So as soon as he was born, I sort of like pulled back from any of that. I might have a glass of wine like once a month. Um, you know what I mean? But marijuana, I would say, dude, or cannabis. It's an experience. You may or may not like it. You know what I mean? Gotta. Yeah, deaths from marijuana is zero. I mean, it's hard, right? There's a lot of arguments that would be pro, but again, you know, I don't know, man. I don't want to. It's hard to give that kind of advice. Come out to the cycling camp. I'll tell you how I really feel. What are your favorite vegan snacks? Kettle salt and pepper chips. Those are my weakness, bro. I just smashed a whole bag last night. It was like 1,200 calories. Kettle salt and pepper potato chips. Boom. Do you do charity rides? I feel kind of bad. I mean, so I don't really know what a charity ride is necessarily. Like I've done centuries or like group, like pay for rides. You pay to ride. It's not really a charity type thing. I've never done. There's not. I live in an area where there's not really anything that goes on like that. Have you tried EPO? No, no, I have not. I don't even know where you would. I asked my doctor because I was like, asked her about B12, and I was like, hey, what's up with that EPO? As a joke. She said no. She said no. But dude, if you've read the book, what's that guy's book? The Daniels, the cyclist dude who was on the team when everyone was doing all that stuff. He was saying that they did so much EPO that their blood was so thick because it increases your red blood cells, right? So it increases the red blood cells to deliver oxygen to your muscles better, right? That's the idea. So you basically you can perform at a higher rate for a longer period of time. Yeah, Tyler Hamilton. And he was saying that they had like heart rate straps, and if their heart rate got too low, they had to wake up in the middle of the night and just start doing push-ups, to get their blood flowing, or else they would have a heart attack. I'm cool, dude. I'm cool on that. Dude said make a fruit hat. Done. It's done. I want to say that I don't know if they didn't promote it at all, but if you bought a kit, jersey and a bib, you got a free gift, which was a fruit hat. The underside is all fruit, like that's all fruit, and then this is the VC logo. Super sick. Sexy whip. DB. Training camp. Yeah. So I have a whole website. I'm going to launch it maybe in the next week after the kit is done. I'm having a training camp here in Bass Lake, open to 10 guys. We're going to ride Yosemite. We're going to ride Mammoth Pools. We might have a mountain bike demo day. All the food's covered. I rented a house, an entire house that will sleep like 12 right down the street from me. Dude, it's going to be insane. It's 4 days. There's like 23,000 feet of climbing for the whole thing. You get to Yosemite Valley, Glacier Point. We get to go in the back hills of Mammoth Pools. So the cost is going to be roughly between $600 to $900 a person, depending on the bed, right? So it's about $900 if you want your own room, one bed, one room. Going to be about $600 if you want to share a room. But that's food is covered, food, transportation, photography. I have a photographer coming. Massage. I have a sports masseuse coming, so you get all that. And it's going to be more of a camp than an actual like tour. So we've got, my coach is going to be there. We're going to have like little seminars about how to manage your power and how to do workouts and do like little race scenario type things. Off the chains, dude. Why didn't you get another felt? Because Felt wouldn't give me one. You know what I mean? I hit up Felt so many times. I was like, dude, what's up? Here's my YouTube channel link. And so I needed a new bike. My Felt was just, everything on it was busted. I needed to completely redo everything. And Diamondback it was like 40 or 50% off on the whole bike. And then, we worked out a little bit extra of a deal with the channel, obviously. And so that's why I went with the Diamondback. But dude, it's sick. The Rally or Optum, they ran them. I mean, the dude who got second in the American National Championships was riding a Diamondback. So it's not like a step down. I really like it. Do I usually have a dildo mounted as a seat? I mean, pretty much 99% of the time. I only put this on when you can see it. Evan Huffman is a beast. Evan Huffman was at Snelling last year. I don't know. I think he'll be there this year, which is Saturday. I'll be racing there next to him. DB Diamondback. Link for the kit, alleelcycling.com. So if you go to why do I have so much haters, dude? This is insane. So if you go to my Instagram, it's in the link, the bio link. If you go to the channel, the video about the kit has the link there too. So are you getting into gravel racing? If I got a gravel bike, I would, for sure. How stiff is the DB? I feel like the DB is stiffer than the Felt. I feel like that. How do I? So, can I? Let's see. Block. Okay. I think I blocked that dude. Like I'm totally cool with hate, right? Like going like whatever, right? I don't care. But he's just blowing up the feed, dude. Sorry, bro. How Zwift is awesome. Um, any plans for more mountain bike racing? Yeah. So the Big Sandy is at the end of March. For sure, gonna do that. Uh, so at the end of March, Big Sandy. I did it last year, and okay. So check this out, dude. This is videos, right? So last year I do this video for mountain biking where it was I was gonna do this new series called like Through My Eyes, and everything was POV, point of view. So I had this like mouth GoPro, and I put it in my mouth. So like basically a daily vlog, but the whole day was POV. And so I go and I get in the car and do this whole thing, and this is great. And then I get on the bike, and I borrowed a woman's 29er, and I was so amped up, dude. I railed it. Like in the first 5 minutes, I had like a 5 minute lead. It was crazy. I got to the first turn first on the single track, destroyed the downhill, and got a flat. And I was just like, are you kidding me? So I replaced the flat, and I'm recording the whole thing. I replaced the flat, and I'm like, dude, I'm still gonna win this race. I'm gonna catch everyone even after getting a flat. And so I'm pinning it, dude. I'm just like, bah, and I'm just going so fast, and I'm not catching anyone. And I'm like, dude, I saw some of the people at the back of the pack. I know that I should be catching them. I took a wrong turn. Everyone went right at a certain point. I just railed a berm, and so I just like went for a mountain bike ride during a race, and so then that was such a bummer, dude. And then I ended up, I still think I got like fourth, which was crazy. So I like went a wrong way. I totally like looped. They were coming down. I was coming up. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So then I had to go back around. Anyway, coming with maybe like 1 mile to go, I got another flat, and so I just kind of like coasted in, and I didn't have the video of the finish of the race at all. And I just kind of was so over that race because I was going to win it for sure, and I got two flats that I just trashed the footage. I was, God damn it, dude. I've not done Trainer Road. Have you ever dreamed going to the Tour de France? No. No. Like to be in the Tour de France? No. And to go? No. Not really. No Zwift stuff? What do you mean? No. So I'm on Zwift for sure. Check me out on Zwift. Love Zwift. Done Zwift races. So the live feed stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to live feed or live stream the Zwift stuff. So I'll figure it out. This guy says vasectomy life, and that's something that I actually like. I got on, and maybe this is why Duran Ryder doesn't ever talk to me, but I messaged him or commented on one of his Instagrams and just kind of. I'm pretty passionate about that, dude. Don't go and tell people to get a vasectomy. I have a kid, I have a son, and I have a daughter on the way, and my family is the most important thing to me ever. To tell someone that's maybe 15 or 16, dude, you should get a vasectomy, kids suck, is the worst thing you could do. You could be robbing them from like literally the right of their life. Like the greatest part of your life could possibly come from having a kid. And if you get a vasectomy because some dude says, that's the way to go. Vasectomies are vegan. Vasectomy is when you cut your balls and you can't reproduce anymore. And so people will do that, do a vasectomy to not have babies, so they can continue to have sex and not have babies. Now, with that being said, after having my second daughter, now I could possibly look into that. But dude, if you've not had kids, like just wear a condom, or like I don't know, dude, get on birth control, something. But man, like don't rob yourself of that before you know. When I was 18, I'm like, never having kids. I'll never have a kid. I'll never have a wife. And now I'm 31, and I couldn't be happier with my life. Dude, is this guy serious? Like, what's a condom? It's a hat. HPV racing? I have not heard of HPV racing. How many hard days do you do in a row? Good question. Good question. How many hard days? So, different people have different takes on that. But usually my program will line me up with one hard day, one easy or medium day, one hard day, easy, hard, easy, hard. Something like that. But really no more than 3 hard days in a week. And no more than 3 weeks of 3 hard days in a row. Right? So if I go and do intervals Monday, Wednesday, and then race Saturday, and I do that 3 weeks in a row, that's what, 9 really hard days. Usually then I'll follow up with a rest week. No racing, no intervals. But your rest has to come from data, right? If you don't have data, if you have no heart rate and you have no power and you have no way to gauge when you need rest, dude, that's kind of hard, right? So like what is hard, what feels hard might not actually be hard. That's why when you run a heart rate, you can actually scientifically say, well, look, man, I've been in this heart rate zone for so long, and then sometimes you won't be able to get that heart rate back up, or you won't be able to produce the power. And the whole idea with intervals is to be able to do power or sustain a power that is greater than what you really can sustain for a given amount of time. So I'll hold 380 watts for 5 minutes because I can't hold 380 watts for 20 minutes, right? But if I can hold it for 5 minutes times 5, right, which I can't actually do that. Like usually when I do 5-minute intervals, I'll do 345 to 365. Try to shoot from somewhere around there. I did just do a 6-minute interval at 3. Anyway, so you do those hard intervals, and then the day after that you take a rest. You sometimes ride, but other guys will go like 2 or 3 hard days, hard, and then the rest is easy. So I don't know what the school of thought on that is. I like to go hard, easy, hard. With that being said, on Tuesday I did like tempo. I did 2 hours at tempo, and then what's today? Wednesday I did the Zwift race, which was like full gas, and then today I did a 20-minute effort and tempo. Average power or weighted average power. So like the weighted or the estimated, or however that works, it's just higher power. I just go off raw average power. Do you an email? I have an email. I have a couple emails. You go raw. Is that guy again? God damn it. this is like, I'm just getting so much hate, man. Uh, okay, so the Allele Factory race team. So I'm on Michael David, and Michael David Winery was really cool to me last year, and again, I was kind of thinking about doing my own thing, but letting someone else, yeah, send me a link to that HPV racing, unless you're a troll, then eat it. So I was gonna do my own thing, but having someone else just handle it, like Michael David, it's just so much easier to just let them deal with all that stuff. And they pay for races. I mean, I get my races paid for, and at the end of the year, that really adds up. Jesus, dude. What is the best food to eat before a ride or race? Um, Honestly, I kind of like to like not eat that much. I sort of like to race on an empty stomach, especially if it's a crit, if it's 1 hour. You know what I mean? Something light, fruit, nothing really that heavy. Um, if it's a road race, still I probably won't. Like for Snelling, I'll have a smoothie. God, so for Snelling, I'll have a smoothie in the morning. And it's at noon, so I probably just eat a lot of fruit in the morning and then just bring a bunch of the fig bars with me. That's so funny. This is my sister, Dallas. What's up, Dallas? My sister coming to my rescue. Dude, I blocked that guy like 4 times. Should I go vegetarian before vegan or jump right into vegan? Everyone's journey's different. I don't know, man. It depends on what you have cravings for. Like if there's just something you can't. Okay, let's say I can't give up nachos. Creamy cheese on chips, nachos, can't give it up. If that is going to like hang you up from doing all the other things, then don't worry about that. Eat your nachos. Eat more broccoli, right? Eat more real food, right? Don't let like one little thing hang you up. So here's the thing. It was like kind of just texting me, and someone was like, "Dude, soy is really bad for you. I wouldn't eat soy." Because that like bacon, I had like some fake bacon. And someone was like, "Oh, dude, soy's horrible for you. I would never eat soy." And so then they use that excuse as like, "I'm not soy's bad for you, so I'm not going to eat soy." And then and then so then they go, "Well, I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing, right? I'm just going to continue eating animals and eating horrible food, whatever." But like, so whatever the thing is that it's going to hold you up, just don't worry about that. Like, set that aside. Eat good food. You'll start to see benefits, and those benefits will create, good habits build good habits. The dude creates new accounts on the quick. For sure. Details on the bike camp coming in Yosemite thing. So May 18th to the 22nd. That's the dates. I have a full website that I've built. It's a dope looking website. I will launch that soon. I'm only taking 10 people because I don't want it to get out of control. This is like the first inaugural event. And man, if it goes well, maybe I'll do like 2 or 3 a year. But all of the money is just gonna like go into the camp, right? So I'm not trying to make cash off this. It is all the food's covered. You have a room in a house, right? With the whole house by the lake. I've got like again a masseuse, and we'll have like bikes and wheels. Just so sick, dude. So you don't have to be vegan to do the camp at all. But all the food that I'm going to provide is going to be vegan. So is one of those things you can try it out. And there's a store just down the street, so if you're not, you could totally be a carnivore. But whatever, if you're going to eat something that's not vegan, it's going to be on your own dime. You go to the store and smash whatever you want. I will provide amazing food, home cooked food, and you'll get enough calories, I promise. But it's not like you don't have to be vegan. You could just try it out for a couple days. Farmer the Don, did you get an e-take? So 2 people won those headphones. 0 headphones have gone out. Dude, I've hit them up a couple times, several times. I'll get you your headphones. I promise you, dude. Dude, I blocked this guy. I've blocked this guy so many times. That's so funny. When's your video with Phil Gaiman going down? In April. So Phil Gaiman has a book coming out about him. And so we're going to do a race cast on the Paris-Roubaix that he was in. How dope is that going to be? So sick. So we're going to do a race cast. I'll go down there and I'll hang out with him. Try to probably do some videos with him as well and see. You know, it'd be cool to like see just how strong he is. So if I go out and I do a segment and I just go full gas, and if we do like amateur versus pro, right? And I just like pin it, and then we see him, how bad he destroys me, that'd be fun. Well, Grant, thanks, bro, for hanging out. I know it's super late. What was your first bike? A Jamis Venture. Jamis Venture, it won the best intro bike like 10 years in a row, right? It was $700, brand new, carbon forks, aluminum frame. I raced on it. It was a great intro bike. I don't know if I can say this here, but I'm gonna. I have a deal, like a friends and family deal through Diamondback. You get like 40% off all of their bikes, and they have like right now. I think the Akeep, this I can get you 50% off. Yeah, no money goes to me. It's not I don't make money off of it. They just said, hey, if you have any other friends or family that want to try out the bikes, you know what I mean. Then, so if you're interested, I can give you you like go onto their website. It's like a back end of their website. You can see all their prices of all their bikes. Message me if you care about that at all. I don't want that to come off as like, that I'm like some sort of, that I'm making money. It's not making money off of it at all. It's not a paid endorsement. It's just, they said, hey, if your mom wants to ride a Diamondback, you know, we'll get her a deal. And since you guys are all my friends, pass that deal along to you. That's right. Selection process for the camp. First come, first serve. Sort of. First come, first serve. You gotta be somewhat fit, right? It wouldn't be fair if we had 9 guys that are strong and one dude who's never rode 10 miles. Because the Yosemite Day is 85 miles and like 9,000 feet of climbing. It's a day. So the camp, you gotta have. We're not gonna like smash. It's not gonna be racing, and we're gonna have like mentors, right? So we'll probably break it up into 2 groups. You know, 3 watts per kilo, or less, or more, something like that. My business email. Just go to my. I think on my YouTube, you can just. I don't want to say it here because all those trolls. But you know, you can just email me through the YouTube or Facebook. Facebook's good. So yeah. So the selection process is probably gonna be first come, first serve, with the exception of that you're somewhat fit, that you can ride 80 miles. How much rest in between intervals? So the rule of thumb is to go half of what the interval was. usually. So like if you did 5 minutes on, you do about 2.5 to 2 minutes off. That is to allow your heart rate to come back down and to recover, but to not fully buffer the lactic acid, so that you have lactic acid still there, and your body has to learn how to deal with that. So yeah, the rest in between the intervals. Like if you just wanted to make your own program, dude, whatever the on effort is, say 10 minutes, 10 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 3 minutes on, 1 minute off, something like that, right? This guy. How often do you do FTP tests? And do you do a lot of over under intervals? I've done more over under this year than I have any other year. My coaches wrote me a lot of those over unders. Again, FTP tests, I was saying it has a lot to do with your data and how your program is, how you're coming along with it. Just tried the 40-20 on the trainer. Dude, it's easier on the road because you can stand and really go, but man, it's hard. What is an over under? Over FTP, under FTP. You flick back between that. So one of my workouts from ATP coaching, because this is not mine, it's his. It was like, what was it? Ride for an hour at zone 2, and then go 30 minutes of, so it was, man, what was it? It was like, it was 30 minutes, and I think it was like 2 minutes, 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, 2 minutes over, 2 minutes under. So 2 minutes. So for me, it was like 2 minutes at 3:45, and then like 2 minutes at like 3:15. So I'm going under my FTP and above my FTP. Oh my God. My legs explode after 30 seconds. My head is going to explode with Billy. Did I? Dude, if I banned the wrong guy, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's so funny. It's dude. The interface on this is. Can I ask your weight and 20-minute power? 165 right now, and 350 watts. The best I've done, again, 163 pounds at 350 watts. What bike are you riding right now? The Diamondback. Did I? There's no way I banned Sean Remy. If I did, I feel so bad. Dude, that guy just keeps. No, I didn't. I did it. There's no way I banned carb doping. I feel so bad, dude. Oh my goodness. How do I unban him? Oh my, I don't, and my phone, you can unblock him. How do I unblock him? How do I unblock him? I don't know how to unblock him, dude. Maybe if I go, hold up. I'm gonna go way back up here. Someone said Duran Ryder's secretly watching. He just started a live chat. So he's not watching. I'm just scrolling up to try to find. Are you sure I banned? I feel so bad if I banned Sean Remy, dude. I don't see that I did. It's all that Billy, dude. Well, does anyone know Sean Remy? Can anyone message him and tell him I'm super duper sorry? He probably came on and was like, "What's up, band? What?" He's actually coming. He's coming to my house on Monday, and we're gonna ride. Dude, I don't see where carb doping even was. I'm gonna have to call it on trying to. Anyway. Yeah, he's not. He's not gonna come anymore. Are you coming to Bend, Cascade? I was gonna do it last year. I don't know if I'll do it this year. It's far. I really want to do Cascade though. Do you meal prep a lot? I meal prep zero. I don't meal prep at all. Uh, there's no reason to, right? I work from home, so I just go into my kitchen and make something. What size allele kit do I wear? A small? I wear a small. Can I get a shout out, please? Centra Beast. What up, Centra Beast? Shout me out. What's your go-to recovery ritual? Binge Netflix? I don't know. I do stretch. I don't stretch enough. I have a little foam roller, but dude, that's torture, man. Um, that's so Nathan. A nice kit. It is a nice kit. I got you a code, bro. I gotta send it to you. Um, clinchers or tubulars? I run clinchers. I've had tubulars. I've borrowed tubulars and I got flats on them. Everyone that I've seen run tubulars, dude, it doesn't seem to do any huge benefit. It doesn't seem like, oh yeah, sweet, right? I There was a guy at a race, super hot race, okay, 110 degrees, whatever that is, melting, and he was going on a break. He was like a solo break, and he was just and he rolled the tubular off his rim, and he broke his collarbone. And when I saw that, I was like, I'm not going to do tubulars. I just don't, doesn't see, and they're so expensive. I'll buy your kit if you do a fluoro version or a non-black version. Um, we had maybe an idea of doing like a hot green, but it's just, I don't know. I actually had an old guy, an old dude, and he pulled up next to me when I was riding. He was giving me so much shit. He was talking, "You need to be wearing a high visible jersey, you young whippersnapper," and because I was wearing my VC kit. He's like, "You're black and I can't see you." I was like, "Dude, you probably couldn't see anyway." But dude, he gave me some smack. That dude was talking hard. He wanted me to be more visible. And dude, if you live in the city, maybe that's the way to go, to be way more visible. But I live in the mountains. Are you sponsored by High? We worked out a slight deal. Because their video, so it was kind of like, I'll do a video, and if it gets any traction, then maybe we you know, work something out in the future. But he's a cool guy. I went out and met him. He lives in Las Vegas, like right. So my company headquarters in Las Vegas. I met him. He's a cool guy, and dude, I love the wheels, like 100%. They're awesome wheels. So it's not, you know what I mean. You should do a white version of the kit, and we were gonna do that last time actually, an all white kit, flipped right instead of black, go white. Are you sponsored by Pac? So I I did the so I bought my original Pac stuff, but then after, I mean, dude, they get a lot of exposure on the channel, and when I broke my helmet, they sent me on a new one with my kids. Sent me a kid's helmet as well. Here's the thing, which super duper sucks. So like the head up of Pac, like top dude in America, emails me and he's like, "Hey, dude, I've watched some of your videos. I really like what how you rock our stuff. Can I send you an awesome care package?" And I was like, "Duh, yes." So then he gets my email address, or he gets my address. 2 months go by, nothing. So I hit him up. I'm like, "Hey, dude. I mean, I don't want to, like, you said you were gonna send me a package. Like, I was hoping it's like a T-shirt. I never got it." And he was like, "Oh." He's like, so he's kind of freaking out because he's like, "Dude, I sent you like stuff that hasn't been released yet, like prototype type stuff. That box was worth so much money. I sent you glasses and helmets and all this stuff." And I was like, "Really? You did?" I didn't get it. And then so after like 2 months of trying to figure it out, the guy he sent it to go to send it off to me just took the box and quit. Like, legit. This is like a true story. So Top Dog at Pac is like, "Hey man, send the VC some sick stuff, helmets and glasses and stuff that's not even been released yet. Here you go." Dude just takes it and walks out the door, quits his job, takes my package. So then, like, so the Pac was like, "Dude, that package was really expensive, and we can't really send you out another one, man." And I was like, "No, man." I was so bummed. So, dude. If myself and 4 others wanted to wear your kit in races, will you give us a group discount? Uh, yeah, dude. If you're gonna do like a group buy of the kit, for sure. I'm positive I could get you. I don't really have a lot of control over it. It is my design. It is my brand. It's their company, right? So let me know how many people are buying the kits, and if it's like 4 kits or something like that, I'm sure that I could get you something. If you sign up for their newsletter, you get 15% off, like right there. But you know, hit me up. Gonna do the Gonna do the Springville Fat Tire Classic again this year. Yes, that was an awesome race, and I'm going to enter the 13 or under class girls and just smoke them. RoadTube, I get 5,000 views on every video. Keen for a partnership thing. I'll partner with anybody, dude. It's frustrating how little views I get compared to whatever. I don't want to talk about that. I love doing YouTube. But yeah, hit me up, Facebook me. I'd love to do something. That course was sick. So I did the Springville Fat Tire. Did a vlog on it where I did the mountain bike race, and the podium got sniped by a little girl, and so, you know, it was great. That was a lot of fun. Well, so Pac was saying that they're gonna have to get insurance. I have to like write it off on insurance, and as soon as their insurance covers it, maybe they can resend it. But it was like a super once in a lifetime thing. Like, I'm talking to the highest dude in Pac for America, and how many times can I hit him up? I don't know what the Indie Pack is. Would you ever do the Indie Pack? I don't know what that is. I'm going to assume it's riding all the way across Australia. But do you have to sleep and feed yourself? Is it like totally self-supported? It's, yeah, self-supported. Oh my goodness. So you have to like, could you sleep in a hotel? Man, that's insane. I don't know how. I don't know how you would do that vegan. You would have to carry so much food on you. That's hard. That would be hard. You would have to be consuming so much food, just always eating. You'd get like get sick of eating. Yeah, man. I know. Yeah, Maven is vegan, and that's crazy. I mean, I guess if you just had a big enough bag, uh, oh snap! That's so Nathan dropping truth bombs. Tell me more about that, Nathan. He's not. He's like he backed out. He bailed on the vegan. Is he? Dude, Maven is such an awesome dude. I mean, I've chatted with him on the phone, and uh, um, we've had good. Thank you, Nathan. We've had good conversations. I mean, the dude's just he's an awesome guy. You know what I mean? Um, I think he tries really hard. I mean, dude, he's found a lot of success on YouTube. For him to quit his job and do this, I mean, he's probably like on the verge of going 100% YouTube, which, man, that's crazy. He makes good videos. His accent, I could just listen to him talk all day. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. Well, I guess there's Patreon, right? What was my heaviest weight? My heaviest weight was 210 pounds. And that was like a not good 210 pounds. You can look at my Facebook, Tyler Pierce, TYLERPEARCE. That's my personal Facebook. And I think I've got some pictures of me way back in the day. Yeah, 285 is heavy, but I got to 210, and it was after so I owned a motorcycle shop. Uh, I owned a motorcycle shop, and I sold dirt bike and street bike apparel. Loved it. I was really into that. I had a lifted truck, F-150 on what was it, 41-inch tires on 22-inch rims. It was just insane. It was just a massive truck. Okay, loved it. I had a toy hauler, had all these motorcycles, and when I lost that business, I just like fell into a depression, and I just ate everything, just consuming everything and doing nothing, no activity, lots of food, and I just remember like I don't know, I was staring in the mirror one day, and I was like, this isn't me. Like, who's this in the mirror? Because I'm not that guy. And tried to, you know, lose weight from there. Maven is definitely not 300 pounds, but anyway, I was 210, and so it was kind of a crazy transformation. 210 to about 185, and then I like plateaued there. And then I got really sick, and I got super sick, and didn't eat for like 2 weeks, and I lost all this weight. Not healthy by any means, but I had like food poisoning. And then I was like 165 after that, and I was like, dude, let's just hold this. I couldn't. I got up to about 175, but so I went 210, 185, 175, and then when I went vegan, I went down to 150, and then now I'm kind of more back up to 165 is like my healthy weight. So the RAM Race Across America, you can do teams of 8, you can do teams of 4, or you can do teams of 2, or you can just do 1. Psych out on doing 1. I'm not gonna do that. Never. But I would do a team of 4 or maybe even a team of 2. It'd be super sick to get a team of all vegans. You know what I mean? Just all vegans, and we do like I ride an hour type thing, or like break it up into 2 teams, two dudes and 2 dudes. So 2 dudes ride 12 hours, the other 2 dudes ride 12 hours. So I would ride like 1 hour, flip it off 1 hour. We do that for I would ride 6, he'd ride 6, and then we'd sleep for 12. That'd be cool. But then you're really not riding all the way across America, right? What's your dream bike? I've answered this like 3 times. The Felt AR, I think, is Felt AR is a super sick bike. Can Tony Wolf go pro? Can he go? That's funny. Like the camera. Can he go pro? He was a pro motocross racer. But dude, honestly, going pro in cycling is, I don't want to discourage anybody, but dude, if you're, the chances of you going pro not in your favor. There was a guy, Jack Maddox, who was local, and he was a phenom, dude. Like at 15 years old, just destroying Pro 1-2, right? And so Nathan says, get that super chat going. I saw that. I didn't know what that was. I'll do it next time. But so this guy, this kid, Jack Maddox, you can look him up. He represented America in the junior worlds. He raced the junior Paris-Roubaix. He went and raced Europe and was like winning races. He won like 5 races in a row. Yeah, Adrian Costa, it was like totally, right? Hey, Shane Miller, what up? So, yeah, so Jack Maddox was his teammate, Adrian's teammate. And this guy was just a phenom. And he just burnt out. He just straight burnt out. And then he like moved to San Diego and just like started surfing. And when I talked to him, he was like, I'm like, dude, you know, why, like, you're set, right? You're set. You're going to go pro. And he was saying that the guys in Europe are just on such another level, man, that it's hard. It's hard to go pro. And even if you're on track to going pro, the burnout is so difficult to deal with, right? Just like Shane said, a bunch of kids in his area burning out, man. Because you have to just love the sport so much. You know? All your FB pics are really dope. Excellent photography skills. I really like taking pictures. Velodrome. Velodrome has a point on me. Yeah, Shane, dude, I want to stream that Zwift. I want to stream the Zwift. I want to be able to have the Zwift on the screen and then me in the corner, right? And I was playing, because what I wanted to do, honestly, what I wanted to do with this stream today was to show you how I edit videos. So I had it set up to where it was my, yeah, OBS. I have that. That's what I had on my computer. So I set it up to where I had the little like video of me and then the big video of my screen. And then I was going to show like how to set, dude, I almost knocked the bike over. I was going to do where like how to do power overlays and that. The connection went really bad. I might not be able to stream much longer because it's 10. And I think the internet gets really bad out here after 10. Yeah, Shane, I'll Facebook you, Shane, and we'll chat, because I'd love to do that. I'd love to do more. I want to do a bunch of Zwift stuff, because Zwift is super cool. We got all the awesome tubers. The YouTubers. Um, Shane, here's a question. How do you like the Power Tap pedals, dude? I know I saw your review on them. I like them, but yeah, I'm gonna do a full. They're spot on for what I do with them. Here's the thing that I've kind of seen is that I feel like the power, as you get higher up, like if I'm standing on the pedals, if I stand and really crank, I feel like it produces a higher power number than I really think it should. So if like I'm sitting, I'm doing 320 watts, and then if I stand and really kind of torque on the pedals, I mean, it kind of, I feel like my power hasn't changed, but what the reading is a little bit high. It's like 360, right? It jumps up. So I don't know if you've seen that or had that that at all. Compared to my stages. So my stages is what I'm comparing that to. Do I just eat Nature's Bakery fig bars for the fuel on the bike? Pretty much, dude, because I can eat anytime I want. Thank you, Shane. Awesome. So the fig bars, I can eat whenever, before ride, after ride. You know what I mean? So I don't really necessarily need to take a bunch of food with me. Dates, dried cherries, sometimes I'll do. Like nut bars and stuff. But the Nature's Bakery, dude, there's so many carbs and they're so easy to take and they're so light that they're good, man. I dig those Nature Bakery stuff. The live stream is not over. I should probably cut the live stream soon, right? I mean, it's getting late, dude. I don't even know if it's 10 for me. Everyone else is gonna be crazy. Um, you know. So yeah, the fig bars are dry, man. It's 5 p.m. in Australia. Crazy. 1 a.m. 10, 8. Isn't this insane? Just like think about this for a second. That this is crazy. That there's like all of these people across the world just hanging out in this one digital space. Too gnarly, man. Like not very long ago this is magic. This is magic to anyone 100 years ago. I think that's crazy. I would say the puppet master. Nah, dude, Shane is dope. Hey, I know that the internet is bad in Australia, but I live in the mountains, and so my upload and download speed is ridiculous. It's probably just as bad as yours in Australia, if not worse. It takes me hours to upload videos. It took 7 hours to comment. That's funny. Come to Humboldt County. I've been to Humboldt. Are your bars carbon? Yes. Yes, they are carbon. Velodrome videos, yeah, I'll do more if I get a bike. When am I going to do a full review on the bike? I'm going to do a full review on the bike after this kit probably drops. I need to review. Okay, let's talk about something. I need to review my kinetic trainer. I need to review the Diamondback. I need to review my pedals. Is that too many reviews? Right? Like I don't want to be a reviewer. I want to like produce good content. I want to vlog. I want to do race breakdowns, and tell stories and that sort of stuff. But so I've got those 3 things I need to review. So I'll probably like space them out. But I'd probably do the Diamondback first, I need to do the pedals because I've had them for long enough, and then that trainer. So probably do those three. So the kinetic trainer versus my pedals, they are almost identical, right? It to a certain point, and then like at 500 watts, 600 watts, the trainer starts to kind of read a little bit weird. But the pedals compared to, thank you Dallas, I love you too. You're my sister. Go to bed. The pedals versus my stationary trainer, I mean, it's pretty much identical. Any chance we'll put on some any chance you'll put on some group rides for Northern California? Well, so I live like in Central California, right? So like true Northern California, I'm super far away from. I talked about the cycling camp. I'm gonna put on a cycling camp here in Bass Lake. That's gonna be super dope. I'll do group rides on the trainer. What's your favorite thing about the Diamondback? I think my favorite thing about the Diamondback is the geometry. It's the actual way that the bike is like positioned, and so it sits me in a kind of a more reclined position. I don't know. I really like it. I would say the geometry is my favorite thing. Come to Canada. Oh, Canada. If you want to send me a link, my Facebook, the Vegan Cyclist Facebook, I check that. Yeah, dude, Shane, if you, I mean, okay, Yosemite is a thing you have to do in your lifetime. If you ride a bike, you need to ride through Yosemite. It's absolutely insane. And so, Shane, if you come out this way again, hit me up. Come hang out with me. I'll take you through Yosemite. Max 1 minute power and 5 minute power. 1 minute power, I think. I don't have my training peaks up. I want to say 700, something like 600 watts, 700 watts for 1 minute. That sounds high. I think definitely. So 40 seconds, I did 700 watts, and then I think my best my best 1 minute power actually came from a 40-20. So 20 seconds of it was just not even pedaling. So I did like 40 seconds at like 700 and something watts, and then it averaged out to be like 600 or something like that. My best 5 minute power is just over 400, like 401, I believe, which isn't that great. The guys I race against are just so strong, and some of the juniors are just like so snappy and fast and quick. Did I do 701 out of the saddle? Partial, half. Do I shave my legs? I do. I don't razor them. I take like beard trimmers and then just do like a one or like just the metal. So it's like it's close, but it's not under the skin. When are the breakdowns coming back? I've got a breakdown of the CCX race that I'm working on. Okay. So the reason that it takes me so long to do a breakdown is it takes me about a full day of exporting to add the power overlay. So when it's like an hour race, it takes, and to load the power to it, it takes about a day. So it's just, and it kind of like wrecks my computer when it's doing that. So it just takes me a while to do that. You know what I mean? Breakdowns, and the breakdowns, I can't do a breakdown really. Garmin Verb, I only have a GoPro, and if I had a Garmin Verb, maybe it would be quicker, easier. I just use the GoPro, and then the GoPro breaks it up in all these different like files, and it's really hard sometimes. Yeah, I use Verb. I use Verb for overlays. So I use the Verb to overlay it, but when I go to export it, dude, it takes like 17 hours to export. Yeah, I use GoPro, import it into Verb, do the overlays. But a road race, I can't film the whole thing. It's too long. So the breakdowns are usually better for crits. And my next child is her name. I think what we're landed on is Winter. Kind of hippie, but I can get behind Winter. I like that. So Shane says join them all first, and I did that, dude. I edited. I joined all of the GoPro clips, and then and it took me 82 hours or something, like 84 hours to export it. And I asked Cycling Maven about it. I was like, dude, this can't be normal. And he said you can't do that. You can't put the GoPro stuff together and then drop it in. So I'm gonna have to hit you up, Shane, and see what you do. Is FTP the most important metric for crit training? No. No. Your most important metric for crit training is more going to be probably your 5-minute power and your positioning skills. Yeah, man. Your FTP is great, but yeah, 1 to 3 minute power, like your surges. But the thing is, like, sometimes the crits are the speed is so hard and so fast for a sustained period, right? So like, yeah, you could probably snap your 1 to 3 minutes great, but you also do need to be able to hold, like, 10 minutes eye bleeding pace. Yeah, man. Some guys, their FTP sucks balls, and then they have just a massive sprint, so they just sit in, and then they upgrade super quick because you can just sprint. My knee is garbage. Both my knees are garbage, dude. My knees are bad. Are you friends with Durenrider? No, I've never met him. I know everyone who has met him. He's never responded to any message of mine. Just I don't know, dude. I don't know what he has. I feel like he has something against me, maybe, but whatever. I don't know him at all. He was at the Veg Fest. I went to Veg Fest, and I vlogged it. Dude, I make so many videos and then just trash them because I'm just not happy with them. And I made this whole vlog of me going to Veg Fest and riding around, and he was there, and I don't know, man. I was like, meh. I didn't like the way how it came out. I was just sitting. He was like behind me. I'm like sitting with a camera, and so I was just like, I just trashed it. This game can be territorial. Well, and so here's the thing, right? Okay, no matter how I feel about Durenrider or whatever, because I don't know him. I was just talking about this with my mom. It is so crazy because Durenrider is the reason I am anything. I am vegan because of him. I watched one of his videos when I was young, 3 years ago. I watched one of his videos because he was a cyclist. I was a cyclist. He could go vegan. It seemed like that was something that was that could happen. So he was like a role model. Like, wow, he can do it. I can do it. And he did spark a complete, like, paradigm shifting, transformation of me to go from not vegan and never wanting to be vegan to vegan. So like, I owe him that. Like, he ultimately absolutely changed my life. And now that people are watching my channel, and I named myself the Vegan Cyclist because people were searching for Durenrider but couldn't pronounce his name, couldn't say his name. And so like I was looking at Google Trends, and The Vegan Cyclist was like up. That was before my channel was even created. And so I was like, I'll get a little SEO action here, like search engine optimization. So I named my channel The Vegan Cyclist to try to get like piggyback off what people were, you know, talking about him. And so anyway, I mean, no matter what anyone has to say, like he has a huge positive impact on my life and in my son's life. And then so what's crazy is I was thinking like, okay, Duran Rider's like dad, okay, or something like that. Does he know or have any idea or had anyone in Duran Rider's family, I guess, that produced Duran Rider, have any idea of how their actions then are now like propagated? So whatever came together to create Duran Rider and his viewpoints then changes my life, which then maybe possibly changes other people's lives. Like that's so cool, right? Like there's a little seed that gets planted, it just spreads. That's hippie, right? I was taking a poop and I hurried back. Well, I waited for you, bro. Dude, it's hot. I'm gonna turn the fan on real quick. Oh my goodness, it's so hot in here. When you guys run the trainer, what do you do? How do you keep yourself cool? Favorite pro rider? I mean, it's going to be stupid to say, right? But Sagan? How can you not? How can you not like Sagan? Ride naked? I did ride naked in the POC video or the POC intro. So in my review video of my POC helmet, I did the thing where it was like, hey, POC's so cool, you know, you can ride naked. And so I legitimately rode naked. And it was so funny, man. It was I don't know, dude. It was an experience having the balls dangling on the seat. And then like people were driving by, so I was like, okay, babe, you gotta, hey, babe, get this right, like get this shot because I gotta. I've only got like one little spurt. So that was funny. That was my experience riding naked. Phil Gaiman is an awesome dude, and I mean, obviously, I've only been able to ride with him once, but Phil Gaiman is, dude, talking with him and chatting with him, like, that was neat. He was a cool guy for sure. I can't wait to do a race cast with him. He's doing like, he's chasing down KOMs and stuff like that right now, which is super cool, and then he's gonna have some Castelli guys film it. He's gonna have some banger content. Do you have any tips for noob YouTubers? Love what you do. Love what you do, because it's gonna get frustrating. You're gonna dump a lot of time into YouTube and get videos that have one view. I had a solid rant blog the other day, but it was just for the good people. What do you mean, Shane? What you talking about? As soon as I got my trainer, I pretty much took my rollers and threw them into the forest. I'll run my rollers. I'll run my rollers at like crits to warm up. Maybe. You know what I mean? Tire size 25. I'd run bigger. Bigger the better. You know what I mean? Dude, this live stream is 2 hours. This is crazy. How do I know how many people are watching? Still got the tri saddle. No, no. I mean, I have it on the tri saddle is. Um, I put the tri saddle on the felt. I would like to put it on this one. Thank you guys. 73. I'll keep it going. I'll keep it going. So this saddle is comfortable. I really like that TT saddle, but I think on the geometry of this, um, it wouldn't. So on the felt, it really like pushed me forward. It had me more like TT mode, right, or like triathlon mode. So that TT saddle was really cool because I could sit all the way at the top. This geometry on the Diamondback pushes me further back, and so with that snub nose, I don't think I'd be able to get far enough up front. Yeah, Shane, I'm doing the live streaming from my phone, and I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't have much interface. From Miami, dude, it's late there. We're early. Did you get yourself? I got myself professionally fitted on the felt. I have not gotten fitted on this, which probably attributed to my tendonitis in my knees. I mean, on the real, like just changing the position of my of everything, but continuing to have that strength. Right. So if you're super strong and all of a sudden you change bikes and you don't get the proper fit to like convert that over, you're going to be just drilling a position of your body hard that hasn't been used to that. So, yeah, I gotta get this fitted for me. Cause my knees, dude, on the ride today, my knees were screaming. Tony, thanks, bro. 1 a.m. I'll try to do these earlier. I honestly got in the office around like 6 and tried to set up this stream on a laptop and it just wasn't working. It took me 2 hours to get this thing going. Training volumes for different riders or categories. So I want to say that your volume is probably more important as a lower level rider than it is for a higher level rider. And I only say this because of Cadell Evans. Cadell Evans did an interview and they were saying, so like, what do you train? Like 30 hours a week? And Cadell Evans said, early on in his career, he did 30-hour-a-week trainings, but now that his fitness is so like well established that he can get away with 15 to 20 hours a week, which obviously is still a lot, but if you're a professional cyclist, but just more intensity. And so, I just like to spread it out. And if I do a week of 6 hours of training, try to make that stuff really intense. But then, this week I'll probably get close to 15 hours this week because of the road race on Saturday. But yeah, man, 10 hours, like Shane is saying, like 10 hours of structured training, that's about where you're going to peak out, right? You can do more, for sure, but it's going to probably be building different motors. So I think it depends on what you want. What you're going to do, if you're going to do endurance, if you're going to go race across America, you need to be doing, 20-hour weeks, I guess. But it just kind of depends, And then the other thing is, like, how important is this to you? If I do 15 hours in a week, that's not sustainable week after week after week. And if I did that, my wife would be bummed. My son would never see me. I'd get no work done. And just mentally, I'd just be really fatigued in general, right? And so maybe other guys can crush 15 hours week after week, no problem. But if your brain uses a ton of energy. And my profession causes me to constantly, I don't know, create in the video. I mean, like YouTube too, right? So I'm like, just my brain is always having to kind of be sharp, and so man, 15 hours dulls my brain. I feel like an idiot sometimes, after like hard rides. Get the kid. Thanks, bro. vasectomy does open up a lot of time, I guess. But dude, you look back on your life, and you're gonna look at it in chapters or chunks, okay? And if you've, you know, cycled 15 hours, 20 hours a week for 30 years, that's you're gonna look back on that as just like a sliver of your life. It's not like it's this most amazing 30-year journey or whatever, right? I mean, it's cool, it's awesome. But having more experiences, like breaking up those experiences, will kind of put more notches on the belt, right? You're like your timeline of your life. When you look back on your life and you're like, okay, taking stock of it, every little data point is going to make your life feel more full, more accomplished. So, like starting a business, failing in a business, having a kid, getting married, wakeboarding, snowboarding, whatever, skydiving, all these different things, you know what I mean, will help, I think, just make your life just overall great versus just like pinning it in cycling and not be the only thing you do. Opinion on 14-year-old riding 150 kilometers over 2 days. If my son was 14 and he wanted to ride that long, I'd be all for it. I'd ride with him. How crazy is that going to be that my boy is going to eventually end up like riding on the roads by himself, or and then just waxing me? They're going to go on a climb. He's just going to smoke me. He already puts down power, dude. So that's neat, man. RoadTube, if you're 14 years old, I have a question for you. Like, does your family, how does your family interact with you? How did you get started cycling at such a young age? Does your family help you with that? Do they ride with you? You know what I mean? What's that dynamic like? What if your son starts to hate road cycling? So he started to not like motocross. And I don't pressure him. I don't push him into that, man. Would you rather have your kid cycle or go into MotoGP? Cycle. MotoGP is expensive as balls. And I wouldn't be able to make that personal investment into him. But yeah, I mean, dude, here's the thing: is parenting is tricky, and every kid's different. But look, my kid has talent. That's 100%. I mean, he has some amazing, gifted talent, and so there's a certain level of like, I don't want him to waste that. I want to like push him a little bit into that, but you got to be super careful. And I mean, there are times where he's like, I don't want to ride. So, you know, we don't ride. But we'll do something else. We'll wrestle. We'll do like squats or like go hiking. But for the most part, I mean, dude, he sees me do it and then he wants to ride with me, and then we ride, and we always try to make it fun. The business model of sport is harsh. Chasing sponsors is horrible. It did. Because when you chase a sponsor, you almost know in the back of your mind, like, they're not going to be happy. You know? They're not going to be that pumped. Yeah. How do you get sponsors? Okay, so let's talk about that just a little bit. Let's dive into that, because I wanted to do a whole video on how to get sponsored as an athlete, just across the board. I have some experience with this, and I think a lot of people are like, "Hey, they hit up a company, give me the product, and I'll get you promotion." Well, it depends on your audience, right? And it depends on how you carry yourself. If you're just some dude with a regular Facebook and nothing to really offer, there's very little that incentive of that company has to sponsor you. You know what I mean? Just personally or with a team. There's just like, you know, you can be like you can be an ambassador, I guess, and some people have ambassador programs, but for the most part, the company is going to invest money into you, right? So if they're going to give you, say, a free helmet, well, that investment needs to at least turn out you sell 3 helmets at retail, and for the most part, if you're not in that business, if you're just like a dude, no one's going to see the dude riding that helmet and be like, oh, I'm going to buy the helmet. You know, it's just not like that. And so if you really want to get sponsored, what you need to do is try to have like tangible things to show a sponsor. Look how many Facebook followers I have. Look at this picture I posted and it got shared. Look at the statistics. Look at this actual, hard evidence, and make a good case for yourself. When I chased sponsors, my first vlog that I ever did, I was chasing sponsors, and but I printed out all these like sheets. I listed everything. I gave mock-ups. I mean, I spent a lot of time. I showed all the races we'd be at. I showed the reach that we would make. I mean, I really came up with like, is this right for this company? And I believed in it. I believed in some of the companies I was pitching to, for sure. And I knew that that business handshake was going to be good. But still, it's hard for a company to make that jump. It's money, man. You're asking for a lot of money. Start a business, who would you sponsor? Who would I sponsor? What do you mean? Can I fold? Neither of my parents cycle. Damn it. Get my way. I'm losing it, dude. I'm trying to read these comments. So that 14-year-old kid says, neither of my parents cycle. I started doing track racing and moved my way over to road cycling. It's hard for me as my parent, as I can't get advice from my parents regarding cycling. They don't understand the costs. I am doing Snelling. I'm doing Snelling, and definite heavy hitters are going to be there. I want to say it's probably going to the same thing that happened last year is going to happen this year, which is probably that Rally, Mike's Bikes, Mark Pro, Specialized are all going to go to the front and start destroying it until they get like a 10-man group, 10 to 15-man group, and then everyone in the pack's just going to shut it down. So if I can squeeze in there and be in that front group, but that's what's hard, man. It's going to be difficult to gamble on that because I don't have a team. So, but I think that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm trying to stay up front. If you get in the break, I'll give you $1,000. I missed the break last year by one move. I went with the move, and then the move that countered that move was the break. So close. What is the prize money for that race? 0 is the prize money for that race. You literally, if you win Snelling, which is like a legit race, you get a T-shirt. Top 3. It's insane. It's insane. Velo promo. I don't understand it, dude. I don't understand it. $0 for first place in the Pro 1-2. Just a few up. So what is like sodium? Dude, I salt everything like it's my job. I just this dude, that's me on everything. So I sweat a lot. I ride and I'm sweating, and so never would I think to restrict sodium. The coolest thing you've ever won in a race? Well, I've never really won anything in a race, so I was one spot out on the the Visalia, the Budweiser Sequoia Cycling Classic. Almost, I was one spot. I got sixth. If I had gotten fifth, I would have got a cool, like wooden trophy. Best source of protein for me, it's broccoli. Broccoli has a lot of protein per like gram. I eat a lot of it. What was your first road race like? What was my first road race? I don't know. I did a circuit race. My first ever circuit race. Check this out. First ever circuit race. It was at Monterey, around the Fort Ord course. So that's pretty road racy, right? It's big. It's like a 3-4 mile loop with some climbing. Cat 5. And we come into, we're like in the last little bit, and it's dropping. It's like this huge drop, like a super steep descent and like curves. Okay, maybe 15 guys in the race. It's my like third race. Dude, they're flying down the hill. Guy comes over and they wreck. Okay, and they're smashing and flying in front of me. We're going like 40 miles an hour. I go off the road and I'm just like in like railing a berm because it's like an orchard. So I'm like on a road bike, railing this berm at like 40 miles an hour off in the dirt. I keep it up. I get back on the road and I look back and everyone's just in a pile of people. And I'm like, yes, like I'm going to win. And so I just start drilling it as hard as I can. Because I look back and everyone's just like on the ground. And I went so hard and I got caught right at the line. Like by two other dudes. I think I got third in that race. Like 2 dudes passed me right at the line. That sucked. I mean, I don't care. I didn't. If everyone wrecked and I won, I like, dude, that's a win. But everyone wrecked, and then like 2 dudes came around and they like worked to chase me back. It was funny. Dylan Tucker, I'll only shout you out if that spaghetti is vegan, bruh. Can't be shouting out no spaghetti and meatballs. I don't have a VC Strava club. I should, right? I don't know how to create that. I told you I can't shout out your spaghetti if it's got meatballs. Yeah, that Dylan, what's up to your spaghetti? What kind of spaghetti you got there? The thin kind? How to come back from an injury? Yeah, Billy Payne pieced out. How do you come back from an injury? I haven't really had like a serious injury. I mean, I have like ongoing knee issues. I don't know, man. I gotta ask. I asked a couple people, so I have those like Ask the Cyclist videos, and I asked a few people on injuries, and I couldn't really find anyone that had injuries that wanted to chat about it. So, but it's difficult. I'm sure it's difficult to come back from an injury. I'm dealing with injuries. It's difficult to deal with injuries. More suffering faces on your blog, like the layovers, like the memes. 4 collarbones, man. Yeah, that's crazy. 4 collar. That would suck. I've only broken 1 bone. Is on motocross. I broke an arm. That's funny. Yeah, no, I've only broken my arm. That was it. No biggie. Dude, honestly, that is the thing, right? Like, if sometimes when you have an injury and you kind of take a step back from it for a little bit and you go, like, reassess your whole situation, you'll come back strong. You'll think about it, right? You'll think about riding. You think about how you trained. Obviously, like back to back to back injuries like really mess you up, but sometimes, man, you got it for sure, Shane. Absolutely, you know it. Who tell Nathan? Who is this? Losing your mind tracking your progress. Tell me what's up. Is that the indie pack chick that they were talking about or no? You got the full VC kit. Oh, shit. You got the full VC kit on, or just throw the top on to look cyclist and rep the sick kit. I've got actually the full kit. Got the full kit on. Got the full kit, bruh. Amanda Cooker, who is currently in the lead for the most miles in a year. I think she is riding around Florida. Oh. 200 miles a day? Forget that, dude. On a 10 mile, there's no way she's doing 200 miles on a 10-mile loop. I'd blow my brains out. That's crazy, dude. Do you want to race the Amgen Tour of California? Well, I can't because I'm not good. But you know, I watched. So the Tour of California came through Bass Lake 3 years ago, and they came up the climb. There's a climb that I can ride 5 minutes to from my house and do, and their Strava times are still there, so it can give me a good idea of just how much I suck, because the Strava times were from the guys who were in the pack, not even the breakaway. And when the pack came over, she was just like chilling. She was just, or she, see the things. They were just chilling. Peter Sagan was there. It was his first year at the in California, and they were just like having conversation and drinking soda and eating, and they just came over the hill. And dude, they did like 60-mile-an-hour average. And so if I go try to do it, it's like 13-mile-an-hour average, and I'm pinned. So pros are insane. Well, I appreciate it, JB. Thanks. EPO is a hell of a drug. Have you done it? I mean, I've only read about it in the books, right? Yeah. No, I probably won't do San Dimas. Um, black beans, black dude, black beets. I've been doing a lot of beets. Beat it up, and then I forget that I eat beets, and then I pee blood, or what looks like blood, and I freak out. I'm just like, I'm dead. I'm dying, and so that's that's something. But yeah, the beets. I've been doing about a beet a day. And I know the studies. My coach was actually just messaging this. He was saying the studies say that you have to eat a lot of beets to like get the advantage. But you know, how do you do the? I blend the beets, so raw beets, and I do the whole thing. Beet and then the whole stem and like leaf, and I just throw that into the blender. You know. How many upgrade points do you have to a Cat 1? I think I have one. I think I have 1 point. But here, dude, I don't think I'd upgrade to a Cat 1. When I went to Monterey, the CCCX, I got to race the 2.3s and the 1.2s. That made the trip worth it. My coach Tony only got to race the one, the P12s, because he's a 1. So when you're a Cat 2, you could pretty much race any P12 race. But you could also race Cat 2 only, or 2-3. If you get Cat 1, you'll get some sponsors? No. Again, man, it's not, sponsors aren't really necessarily caring about what you're doing. It's how you're doing it and how many people are watching you do it. It's a thing that I feel really bad about sometimes, dude, is like, I know that there's way better cyclists in California and than I. There's a lot of people that maybe deserve way more attention than I, for sure, or know more about cycling. I'm just the one that started a YouTube channel, you know what I mean? And so I know, like, I wish I was better. I wish I was better, because, like, Peter Sagan, no matter what that guy does, you're like, he deserves it. Like, who cares, right? The guy's amazing. I wish that I could be a little bit more like that. And obviously, Sagan is unobtainable. But I just wish that I rode better. No, it's not that I feel bad for working. I just, when I'm out, when I'm at a race and someone recognizes me or says something about me as the vegan cyclist, it puts pressure on me to do well, you know what I mean? Too bad YouTube channels don't add watts to my FTP, you know? But whatever, man. I work hard. I like doing YouTube, and this is super cool. This is such a neat thing to. Do you know about microdosing EPO and the fact that it's not testable? I've read a lot about microdosing acid, LSD, and mushrooms. I've read a lot about that, but nothing else. You didn't happen to bring your little dog in? No. No, both my puppies, all 3 of my puppies are upstairs sleeping. Dude, isn't that the... Dude, Shane, you are dropping some truth knowledges. Yeah, and so you only can reach your genetic potential. And even at that, so the thing is, like, reaching your 100% of your genetic potential is, like, pretty much impossible. But getting higher up there is. And the thing is, my VO2 max is really high. I have an 82.6 VO2 max. Lance Armstrong had an 84. So if my parents had pushed me into cycling or into endurance sports at an early age, I probably would have been able to access my motor way better and been way stronger. Like, I have the genetic potential to be great, but I just started way too late. And then I got to rap about dates because it's my fate, and it's getting late, and I live in California State. Yeah, so my coach Tony, his VO2 is not like that high, but he's, he puts out a lot of power, but it has to do with your mind too, man. You know? Yeah, getting arrow helps too, for sure. But your mind, right? I think that it has a lot to do with your mind. My mind, I don't push myself as hard as I could. I think I could go way deeper. I could go way harder. And I don't really go as hard as I should. You know what I mean? Give me a shout out, please. Dylan Weir. I don't know why. Like, why would... I don't know what that does. Jacob, thanks, bro. Yeah, man. I mean, it doesn't matter, like, right, your speed or whatever. If you enjoy it, you enjoy riding. Like the ride I did today, if you watch my Instagram story, I rode out just empty roads and just beautiful and just like such an amazing time. Just such a uh, like one of those rides where it was like, you know why you're doing this, you know why you're riding, and oh, I'm gonna block it. Shout out SC Velo Junior Cycling on Instagram. Where did you live before Bass Lake? So let's I'm gonna chat about where I lived, and then I'm gonna call it because it's late, man. I gotta go watch some episodes of House of Cards. I've fallen into that. But okay, so let's talk about where I lived. Born in Escondido till I was 4. Moved to Las Vegas till I was about 7, 8. Moved to Colorado, Lakewood, Colorado, till I was in about 3rd grade. Moved to Fresno, California, 4th grade all the way through high school. I dropped out of high school. I dropped out of high school to chase money. I dropped out of high school at senior year with about 3 months to go, 4 months to go. In hindsight, probably wasn't a great idea. I had a 3.0 grade average when I dropped out, but I just, dude, I wanted money, man. I wanted to work. And so I knew that I wasn't really going to use schooling for anything. I was going to be an entrepreneur. So I jumped straight into owning my own business. But so then I did that in Fresno for a while, and then I started a family. I moved all around Fresno. I lost my business. I was like in foreclosed homes, like squatting. It was crazy. And then kind of got back on my feet, and my wife and I found this little super cute house in Clovis, which was like suburbs. And then what did we do? We decided to have a baby. And as he was growing up, I wanted him to live. I wanted him to live in the woods, in the forest, like have like I don't know, just the city just didn't feel right to raise a kid. And so then we moved up to Corscold, which was like a great stepping stone, and that was like in the foothills. We lived there for a while. That's where I started the YouTube channel. All my older stuff is from there. And then we were just hanging out. My wife and I were hanging out, and we were watching like HGTV, House Hunter Lake Edition, and so then we were watching these people live on the lake, and I'm like, man, I work from home, I could live at the lake. And so then we legitimately like started thinking about either we're gonna move to a lake or we're gonna move to Hawaii. Those were the two options: Hawaii or Bass Lake. And man, we kind of bounced between Hawaii for a little while, but when you move, and I know there's a dude on here from Hawaii, so maybe he can say. But I felt like you're there, right? You're in Hawaii, you're on the island, you can't go anywhere, and I didn't really want that. My wife's family, I don't know, man. My wife's family wasn't really pumped with her moving away. And that was like a really big change. We pretty much have to get rid of everything. But the thing was like, we could live in Hawaii for the same price as I could live in Bass Lake because I work from home, so my income doesn't change. But I don't know. We checked out Bass Lake in the summer, and it was just so amazing up here. We could still go into like town. I could still see everyone. My wife still can see her family, and yeah, man, it's. So where would you holiday if you lived in Hawaii, right? Like you're in paradise all the time. So I don't know, but I honestly, I've been to Hawaii. I love it, but I don't necessarily feel like it fits my lifestyle. I think you kind of just need to be a little bit more just whatever, bro, and just hang out at the beach and just kick it. So the forest, there's something about the trees. I'm not really I'm not really a fan of the beach as much. When I look at the beach, I don't get that feeling as I do when I look out at the trees. When I look out at the forest, there's just this thing, this connection that I have with life that is much older than I, and it's fantastic. So I love here. I hate the cold. That's for sure. So when I become a millionaire, when I'm rolling in the dough, I'm gonna have a place in Hawaii and I'll have a place in Bass Lake, or Lake. Maybe I'll live Lake Tahoe would be cool too, and that's kind of oversaturated. But you know what I mean. So that's kind of that story. Anyway, guys, it's almost 11 o'clock. Thank you so much. We almost did like 3 hours on this thing. Uh, yeah, oxygen is cool. It's just thin up here. It is thin. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go to bed, and I probably should have edited a video instead of doing this. But this was cool. This was a lot of fun. I've got a video, going right now for how my kits were made. I've got the breakdown of CCX. I've got the breakaway video. I've got something about motivation in the works and all that. So guys, thank you so much. Check out the kit, illealcycling.com. Cycling camp, that information's coming out really soon. Only 10 spots. It is expensive, kinda. For what you get, it's amazing. And yeah, man, thank you guys so much. You guys make my life awesome. As always, guys, Vegan Cyclist. Yeah.